Okay, so tell me a bit about who you are, where you work, and what you're currently working on.
So my name is Michael Kaiser. I'm Professor of Fisheries Conservation at Heriot-Watt University, where I'm also the Chief Scientist.
Wonderful. And at this moment in time, what are you working on and what are you going to present at MASTS?
So much of my research has been focused on sustainable fisheries, particularly in the UK, but also internationally as well, and also extremely tightly focused on scallops for quite a bit of my career. Scallops, of course, are quite problematic fisheries in the UK, insofar as management to date and also scientific information has been somewhat lacking. However, that's changing because there's now a realisation amongst both scientists, policymakers and the industry of the importance of the scallop industry, because it's the third most important in terms of value landed catch in the UK at present. So what I'll be talking about today is the potential to change the way we currently manage our scallop fisheries in the UK, looking overseas to different approaches, particularly the use of territorial use rights fisheries systems, whereby fishers are actually given ownership and the exclusive rights to harvest their resources. And I'll be focusing on a case study in the Isle of Man, where I've worked for many years, where the fishermen have actually been given the opportunity to have exclusive rights to fish a fisheries management zone that is combined with conservation areas as well. And what that's actually shown is that when fishermen are given those rights, there's a much greater incentive for them to participate in scientific surveys. They also have to participate in the quota setting process, but they have complete control over how they actually harvest the resource. And what that has resulted in is not only a much more profitable fishery, but it's also resulted in a much lower environmental footprint on the seabed. So it's a win-win situation insofar as financial rewards to the industry are greater, but also the benefits to the environment are greater. So this really does look like a model that could outperform the way we currently manage our scallop fisheries and the way we currently harvest those fisheries as well. And it might be something that we could roll out more widely across the UK to the benefit of the environment and the industry as well.
That's really positive, and it sounds quite interesting in terms of the stakeholder engagement. One last question. Have you found that depending on where you're looking around the Isle of Man, have you got different fishing strategies being put into place by the fishermen?
Sure. So the comparator we use is the majority of the Isle of Man territorial sea. So the current regime that I'm talking about is just in Ramsey Bay, where the regime was set up exclusively. So what we're able to do is compare the current harvest rates and the current economic and environmental performance to not only the historical catches from that particular area, but also the historical catches and contemporary catches from the other parts of the Isle of Man, which are still managed like most of the rest of the UK fisheries.
Wonderful. Well, it all sounds very interesting, and your talk, I'm sure, will be great later today. And thank you very much.
You're welcome.